Super excited for you to meet Yanina. She's presently the Vice President of Domino's, so VP International for Europe and Southeast Asia.
Thank you. I'm very excited to meet the Empowering Tribe today. I like to say that this is a win-win-win equation because we need to consider the franchisor. For the franchisor, this has to be a win business and a win equation. But at the same time, for the franchisees, it should be a win situation. And we also need to remember that across, we are talking about brand, we're talking about business, and we're talking about people. We're talking about the customers. We need to offer something of value to the customers and our team members. So we actually impact a lot of people's lives, especially operating in the field of franchising. And that's why I think about the franchisor, the franchisees, and essentially the brand, the business, and the people. And that's why I call this a win-win-win adventure. If you own and operate your stores, you have 100% of control. Now, when you start franchising, actually, you continue to own the brand, but franchisees own the businesses. So you need to consider that you're going to be comfortable in losing that control because actually there are the franchisees operating the business and operating and bringing the concept to life. What is the difference between a customer that can pay $1 for just a cup of coffee or that is willing to pay $3 for a cup of coffee? It's actually the power of the brand. So Starbucks is targeting maybe 1 or 2 experiences per week because they know that the Starbucks has a premium to pay for and people cannot afford this every day. However, Dunkin, and the most iconic campaign back in the days was America Runs on Dunkin, they have a clear proposition, which is we want to be the coffee for the everyday consumption. So if you're choosing to franchise, you need to think what is the power of the brand. Before we start franchising, we need to prove that the business model works, that is a profitable business model, and that also works at scale. So I would say, after having one first shop, you will not have enough experience to really know how to franchise your brand. So I think first you need to have a few units that you are owning and operating. So you become a multi-owner franchise, the first franchisee of your own brand, but multi-owner operations, because this is eventually what franchisees will be looking for. You know, when you talk about your company, you always say, hire slow, fire fast, right? So you need to take your time. So the most important time that is well invested is selecting the right franchisee. So this is something that I would not cut corners and I would spend as much time as I can. Because once you sign the agreement, you're going to give that person, if you choose to make, will you give them the right for 10 years, 20 years, 5 years, 2 years? So depending the length of the agreement, then you know that you are married to that person for a window of time and you are having a commitment to let them represent your brand for that time. So the time well spent is in the selection of the franchisees. It might take you more than a year. You also need to decide how much is the capital that they need to have at the beginning to open the first unit, and then depending on what is going to be the size of the price that they are aspiring to get, they will need to have guarantees that they have the capital or the access to capital to continue to grow the brand. Because you want franchisees that want to grow the brand with you. You don't want a franchisee that we shall stay put with the first shop that they're opening. So they should have access to capital. You can go it's always important to have plan B. Yes. Can you do it through a joint venture, collaboration? These are things that, you will eventually then make choices about. But remember, one of the key things to choose a franchisee is the local expertise.